Malaysia condemns latest attack on global Sept flotilla. And also Thai PM to dissolve parliament by end of January. Good afternoon and salam Malaysia Madani. This is World Today. ASEAN must not remain a passive observer amid global economic and geopolitical challenges. Prime Minister Dr. Sri Anwar Ibrahim said with a population of over 600 million, the bloc is urged to take the lead in strengthening its own resilience, stressing that ASEAN must go beyond reacting to events that take the lead in driving growth. He said this includes strengthening supply chains, empowering small businesses, investing in sustainability and embracing innovation. Dato Sri Anwar was speaking at the gala dinner for the 57th ASEAN Economic Ministers meeting and related meetings at Taman Botani Perdana last night. The Prime Minister also welcomed next month's first-ever joint meetings of ASEAN Foreign and Economic Ministers, calling it a bold and timely initiative. He also reaffirmed Malaysia's commitment to inclusive growth, stressing that no member state should be left behind and that the benefits of integration must be shared fairly.
We also acknowledge the enduring role of our dialogue partners. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. It means a lot, and I wouldn't want to overstate this fact, but we in ASEAN have always considered the dialogue partners as key players to help propel our economy, accelerate, and give essence and meaning to what we mean as expanding our focus, our market, and trade and investments.
He said this includes strengthening supply chains, empowering small businesses, investing in sustainability and embracing innovation. Dato Sri Anwar was speaking at the gala dinner for the 57th ASEAN Economic Ministers meeting and related meetings at Taman Botani Perdana last night. The Prime Minister also welcomed next month's first-ever joint meetings of ASEAN Foreign and Economic Ministers, calling it a bold and timely initiative. He also reaffirmed Malaysia's commitment to inclusive growth, stressing that no member state should be left behind and that the benefits of... In a related development, Dr. Sri Anwar was awarded the Grand Collar of the Order of Timor-Leste, the nation's highest award in recognition of his long-standing advocacy and Malaysia's role in supporting the country's ASEAN aspirations, especially as the ASEAN Chair for 2025.
Thank you very much.
The award was conferred by President Dr. Jose Ramos Horta after Dato Sri Anwar delivered his presidential lecture entitled ASEAN and the Role of Timor-Leste at the Presidential Palace. The Order of Timor-Leste is bestowed upon individuals who have rendered outstanding service to the nation, with the Grand Collar reserved for heads of state and government. Past recipients include the Sultan of Brunei, Sultan Hassan Al Bolkiah, who played a pivotal role in strengthening Timor-Leste's diplomatic standing and development. Foreign Minister Dr. Sri Mohamad Hassan will attend the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly UNGA, New York from today until Sunday. He is scheduled to present the national statement at the general debate session on Sunday at 5 a.m. Malaysian time. In a statement, Wisma Putra said in addition to participating in several high-level meetings, Dato Sri Mohamad will also hold bilateral meetings with his counterparts, as well as the Secretary-General of the United Nations. Malaysia's participation in the UNGA 2025 reflected the government's firm commitment towards multilateralism and efforts to strengthen global cooperation. This is particularly in advancing peace and security, trade and investment, green economy, new technologies, and sustainable development. The UNGA 2025 is theme Better Together, 80 Years and More for Peace, Development and Human Rights. Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas will address the United Nations virtually today. The 89-year-old president speaks just days after several Western nations, led by France, officially recognized a Palestinian state. The US, while opposing Abbas politically, is now weighing whether to block Israeli plans to annex parts of the West Bank. US President Donald Trump rejected Palestinian statehood and barred Abbas from entering New York. The UN General Assembly voted overwhelmingly to allow Abbas to speak via video. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has ruled out a Palestinian state. Some far-right ministers in his cabinet are pushing for full annexation of the West Bank. French President Emmanuel Macron, speaking Wednesday, said both he and Trump oppose annexation despite deep differences on Palestinian sovereignty. Macron says the US proposal shares key points with a French plan, including Hamas disarmament and an international peacekeeping force. The Palestinian Authority, led by Abbas, holds only limited control in the West Bank under the Oslo Accords, signed in 1993. Malaysia unequivocally condemns the latest actions that threaten the safety of the global Sept flotilla. It also urged safe, unhindered passage for the vessels to deliver urgently needed humanitarian aid into Gaza. In a statement on Wednesday, the Foreign Ministry said Malaysia reaffirms that the flotilla is lawful and morally indispensable, given the ongoing genocide and starvation in the Palestinian territory. The global Sept flotilla, which is sailing across the Mediterranean Sea carrying food, medicine and messages of peace, is scheduled to arrive in Gaza waters at the end of this month. The historic mission involves more than 1,000 volunteers from around the world, including Malaysians, aboard nearly 70 boats aiming to break the siege on Gaza. The Foreign Ministry said the 34 Malaysians were reported to be safe. The convoy endured tense moments after being subjected to intimidation by Israeli regime drones, some of which reportedly detonated in the air during the encounter.
We are here on the global Sept flotilla, reporting that we've been targeted at least 4 times tonight. 4 of our boats, the Huela, the Huayla, the Ulara, the Otaria and the Maria Cristina have been targeted with drones, throwing devices.
There was another one, yeah.
We just experienced a 5th attack. We need to assess which boat was that. They are likely throwing flashbangs at our boats. It's very, very important that we stay on alert. Right now we are in a moment of full drone alert. We need to pressure the world for these attacks to stop. We are a non-violent solidarity humanitarian mission trying to get to Gaza with food and aid according to international law. It's very important that they respect that.
Meanwhile, Spain will be joining Italy in sending a military warship to protect the flotilla following the attack. The vessels were attacked by 12 drones in international waters, 30 nautical miles off the Greek island of Gavdos.
Y que se respete el derecho de nuestros ciudadanos a navegar por el Mediterráneo en condiciones de seguridad. Por eso les informo de que mañana mismo zarpará desde Cartagena un buque de acción marítima equipado con todos los medios por si fuese necesario asistir a la flotilla y realizar algún rescate.
Meantime, Italian Defense Ministry said its multi-purpose frigate Fasan, previously sailing north of Crete, was also en route towards the flotilla for possible rescue operations. An Italian official said the Navy had been mobilized primarily to help Italians on board. Italian NGO Emergency's life support ship was a direct witness to the drone attacks on the Sept flotilla.
Abbiamo visto direttamente un'altra presenza dei droni nell'area che si sono avvicinati dai diversi punti. Abbiamo anche visto il flash dell'esplosione che hanno colpito diverse navi. La flotilla ci ha riferito che nessuna persona è stata ferita, ma sono dei diversi piccoli danni su qualche barca. Ricordiamo che questa è una missione umanitaria non violenta e condanniamo fortemente qualunque atto di violenza o attacco sopra la Global Sept flotilla.
Life support has been sailing with the flotilla headed to Gaza, providing medical and logistical support. Video footage released on Wednesday showed the life support crew loading items onto a dinghy and delivering them to a boat in the flotilla.
Nonostante quello che è successo questa notte, noi stiamo continuando a fare il nostro lavoro. Al momento stiamo distribuendo i viveri, i beni di prima necessità alle imbarcazioni della flottiglia. Uno dei RIB è in acqua in questo momento per assistere a un'emergenza sanitaria. Noi siamo pronti con il secondo RIB per dare supporto a chi ne dovesse avere bisogno. Continuiamo a fare quello che abbiamo fatto, che abbiamo sempre fatto nei giorni scorsi, e continueremo a farlo nonostante tutto.
Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian told the UN General Assembly on Wednesday that Iran has no intention to build nuclear weapons. He said this with just a few days left before international sanctions could be reimposed on his country over Tehran's nuclear ambitions.
یک بار دیگر در این مجمع اعلام می‌کنم که ایران هرگز به دنبال ساخت هسته‌ای سلاح هسته‌ای نبوده و نخواهد بود. ما به دنبال سلاح هسته‌ای نیستیم و این یک باور اعتقادی و فتوای رهبری است. در نتیجه به هیچ وجه به دنبال اون سلاح‌های کشتار جمعی نبودیم و نخواهیم بود.
On 28 August, Britain, France and Germany launched a 30-day process to reimpose UN sanctions that ends on 27 September. The countries accused Tehran of failing to abide by a 2015 deal with world powers aimed at preventing it from developing a nuclear weapon. The European powers have offered to delay reinstating sanctions for up to 6 months to allow space for talks on a long-term deal if Iran restores access for UN nuclear inspectors, addresses concerns about its stock of enriched uranium, and engages in talks with the United States. And in other news, Thai Prime Minister Anutin Chanvirakul said on Wednesday he planned to dissolve parliament by the end of January. Chanvirakul added that a general election likely to be held in March or early April.
ได้ทำหนังสือลงนามในหนังสือกราบเรียนประธานรัฐสภาเพื่อขอแถลงนโยบายรัฐบาลต่อรัฐสภาเป็นที่เรียบร้อยแล้วนะครับซึ่งเราได้ขอความกรุณาท่านไปว่าขอให้ดำเนินการในช่วงระหว่างวันที่28ถึง30กันยายน
Anutin won the parliamentary vote in early September to become Thailand's third prime minister since August 2023. To win power, he secured the backing of the largest grouping in parliament, the opposition People's Party, but not without demands including calling elections within 4 months of taking office. As part of a deal to support the Phum Thai Thai leader, Anutin faces a tough task to turn around an economy grappling with US tariffs, high household debt and weak consumption. The government plans measures to tackle economic issues, including alleviating the cost of living and addressing declining farm product prices with support for farmers. To come, 1 killed and 2 others critically wounded in shootings at ICE facility. Stay with us.
Peralatan elektrik 5 bintang memberikan perkhidmatan 5 bintang.
Malaysia will collaborate with Timor-Leste to implement ASEAN roaming facilities. Now, the move aims to boost digital connectivity ahead of the 47th ASEAN Summit in Kuala Lumpur next month. Communications Minister Dato' Fahmi Fadil said the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, has been instructed to hold immediate talks with telcos to coordinate the rollout.
Banyak syarikat telco ada perancangan roaming masing-masing, tapi kita juga dalam tempoh yang tidak terlalu lama akan dapat ASEAN roaming bagi telco-telco Malaysia supaya dari segi pelancong dari Malaysia yang berkunjung datang ke Timor Leste, ke Dili, mereka akan dapat gunakan internet dengan lebih mudah dan lebih baik, insya-Allah.
Speaking in Delhi after a joint press conference with Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, Fahmi said Malaysia is ready to share its 5G experience to help strengthen Timor-Leste's telecoms infrastructure. He noted only 15% of Timor-Leste's 1.4 million people own mobile phones, highlighting strong potential for a digital cooperation. A section of a busy road in Bangkok has caved in, creating a 50-meter wide hole that forced evacuations and brought the Prime Minister to the scene. The collapse near a police station and Vajira Hospital also pulled down power lines and exposed a burst pipe spewing water. Bangkok's disaster prevention chief said heavy rain and a leaking pipe likely caused the road collapse that sent soil crashing into an under-construction subway station. The tunnel is part of a new underground service by the Mass Rapid Transit Authority, which has promised a full investigation. Thai Prime Minister Anutin Chanvirakul visited the site of the collapse, expressing concern and ordering residents at risk to be evacuated. He said repairs to the subway tunnel could take about a year. Nearby Vajira Hospital has suspended outpatient services until Thursday, though its surgery and emergency units remain open. A detainee was killed and 2 were wounded in a sniper attack Wednesday on a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, facility in the Texas city of Dallas. According to Department of Homeland Security, the gunman who opened fire indiscriminately at the ICE field office died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The shooter's precise motive was still under investigation, but the FBI said he appears to have been directly targeting ICE. FBI Director Kash Patel published a photo on X of 5 unspent bullets, one of which was marked with the words anti-ICE. DHS initially said 2 detainees were killed and a 3rd wounded, but later issued a statement saying that 1 detainee was killed and 2 critically wounded. The Mexican Foreign Ministry said one of those wounded is a Mexican citizen. The gunman's name has not been released by the authorities. The ICE facility where the shooting occurred processes detainees before they are transferred to a long-term detention center. ICE's prominent role in the Trump immigration crackdown has sparked widespread criticism over its use of armed, masked agents to conduct raids in public places. All 23 gold miners trapped for 48 hours in a collapsed shaft in Colombia emerged mud-covered but largely unscathed from their ordeal. The miners, stuck underground since the early hours on Monday in a shaft 80 meters underground, survived on food, water and oxygen supplied through underground pipelines. Officials said they received sustenance throughout the rescue operation and has been able to communicate with families and rescuers by telephone. The mine's ventilation system continued functioning throughout. Colombia's National Mining Agency, ANM, said the rescue was achieved after 48 hours of non-stop operations. The site is operated by a local cooperative on behalf of Canada's Aris Mining Corporation. Mining accidents are frequent in Colombia and claim dozens of lives each year. On Sunday, 7 miners who had been trapped in an illegal gold mine were found dead in an area in the country's southwest. Another 18 were rescued alive from a collapsed gold mine in the northwest in July after a day-long emergency operation. The mining and hydrocarbons sector accounts for half of Colombia's legal exports. Typhoon Ragasa, the world's most powerful tropical cyclone this year, struck the southern Chinese city of Yangjiang on Wednesday after killing 17 people in Taiwan and lashing Hong Kong with ferocious winds and heavy rains. The typhoon was tracking towards Maoming, one of China's biggest oil refining cities in Guangdong province. The typhoon had hours earlier swept past Hong Kong, with the city's weather service ranking the storm the strongest yet in the northwestern Pacific this year. Ragasa's passage in Taiwan killed at least 14 and injured 46 when a decades-old barrier lake burst in eastern Hualien County. Authorities across mainland China ordered businesses and schools to shut down in at least 10 cities across the nation's south, affecting tens of millions of people. Nearly 2.2 million people across Guangdong had been relocated as of 4 p.m. local time on Wednesday. The storm made landfall along the coast of Hailing Island near Yangjiang City around 5 p.m. local time. For several hours, the powerful typhoon shook buildings as sheets of rain poured down on the city. Chinese authorities earmarked the equivalent of about $49.2 million to support rescue and relief work in regions hit by Typhoon Ragasa. Tech companies, including WhatsApp and Reddit, could soon be added to Australia's social media ban for under-16s. Streaming platform Twitch and gaming giant Roblox are also among more than a dozen sites under review. The country's regulator yesterday said platforms such as Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok and YouTube were already included in the ban. But E-Safety Commissioner Julie Inman-Grant has written to 16 more companies to self-assess whether they fall under the ban's remit. The list also included Pinterest as well as Lego Play, streaming company Kicked and gaming platform Steam. Companies will need to make a case if they believe that their platform should be exempted from the ban. The regulator said it would initially focus on platforms with the greatest number of users, where they were higher risks of harm. A Roblox spokesman insisted the platform was not a social media company and did not qualify for the ban. Australia has been a leader in global efforts to prevent internet harm, but current legislation offers almost no details on how the ban will be enforced. The Commission will be able to fine social media companies up to $49.5 million Australian dollars for failing to comply with the rules. Social media companies have described the laws as vague, problematic and rushed. Selangor gained first victory in ASEAN Club Championships. That and more in our sports segment. Stay tuned.
Daruman jentera moped berbagai kategori terus menggegar dalam perlumbaan motosikal Petronas Malaysia Cup Prix musim 2025. Dengan jiwa kelajuan, nantikan pecutan kemenangan setiap pelumba hanya di RTM.
We begin our sports segment with the 2025-26 ASEAN Club Championships. Selangor FC managed to bag their first victory after beating Tampines Rovers FC 4-2 in a clash at the Petaling Jaya City Council Stadium last night. The Red Giants will next be up against Dynamic Herb Cebu of the Philippines in Manila on 3rd December.
Drives forward.
The Red Giants began their second Group A match in style when they shot into a 2-0 lead through Muhammad Faisal Abdul Halim in the 18th minute and Zach Clough in the 29th minute. Their Singapore opponents managed to reduce the deficit when Kohya Kazama slaughtered home from the spot in the 41st minute after being fouled by Richmond Ankara. Selangor came back after the break to score two quick goals through Faisal 52nd minute and Elvin Fortes 58th minute for a comfortable 4-1 lead. Tampines Rovers, however, managed to get a second goal through Hide Higashikawa in the 65th minute, but Selangor were not to be denied their first win in two matches to the delight of their home fans. Selangor top Group A with 4 points, the same as second place PG Pathum United of Thailand, while Tampines Rovers are third with 3 points. In the Group B action today, JDT will take on Bangkok United FC at their home ground in Johor Bahru. JDT's head coach, Cisco Munoz, is confident that playing at their stadium with the backing of the crowd will be able to uplift mentality and momentum of Southern Tigers players.
The game demanding another situation until now, maybe not demanding in our championship. Right now, one of the things is important is continue building what we need to do, and we need to stay solid because it's important we not receive the goals in this important competition. We need to put the focus in the clean sheet because it's one step more what we need to do at home, because against Sailors it's true we receive in the last moment, but I think we can give one step more if we are stronger about that. We know they are good players forward and they have good qualities, but we need to be stronger about this situation because it's important for us.
Bangkok United FC head coach, however, Toktawan Sripan is positive that his men will put a stop to JDT. Despite admitting the team as Southeast Asia champions, Sripan said the confidence surrounding his team is impenetrable.
ทัวร์นาเมนต์ช้อปปี้ครับแล้วก็การได้มาเล่นกับเยโฮกับทีมถึงแม้จะเป็นเปรียบเทียบกับ
Malaysians will be able to witness young rider Muhammad Hakim Danish Ramli in making his Moto3 debut at the 2025 Malaysian Motorcycle Grand Prix GP in Sepang International Circuit SIC Sepang from 24th to 26th October. The 18-year-old was given a spot in the Moto3 through a wildcard. SIC Chief Executive Officer Azan Shafriman Hanif said the historic milestone in Hakim Danish's career represented the very best of the country's motorsports development blueprint, having risen from the grassroots all the way to the world stage. In the meantime, SIC said the 18-year-old's journey reflected the Youth and Sports Ministry and SIC's collaborative effort to build champions from grassroots level to global competition. Beginning with SIC Mini-GP Championship, the Terengganu-born rider progressed through the Asia Talent Cup, European Talent Cup, Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup RBRC, and FIM International Motorcycling Federation Junior GP World Championship. Hakim Danish recently became the first Malaysian rider to secure a top 3 overall finish in the RBRC campaign in the 2025 edition. He had previously finished 12th during his debut season in 2023, before improving to 6th place last year. Moving on to golf, the United States downed Europe's 25-19 in the Ryder Cup Celebrity All-Star match at Bethpage Blackthorn Wednesday. The format saw a 2-person scramble competition played across 11 holes with 4 matches and a total of 11 points available in each match. Each hole was worth a point for the pairing with the lowest score. Comedian Colin Jost and ex-NFL star Eli Manning downed Tony Kukoc and Brooklyn Peltz Beckham of Europe 7.5 to 3.5, while Miranda Lambert and another former NFL player, Michael Strawn of the US, defeated actress Catherine Zeta-Jones and NBA great Pau Gasol 6 to 5. Singers Kane Brown and Noah Khan combined to beat Tom Felton and Oliver Phelps 6.5 to 4.5, while Teemu Salan and Jose Andres bagged Europe's only pairings win, getting the better of tennis great John McEnroe and Bobby Flays 6 to 5. Wrapping up our bulletin this afternoon, Malaysia condemns latest attack on global Sumut flotilla. Do join us again tonight at 8:30 p.m. on TV1 and Saluran Berita RTM for more. You can also stream us on RTM Click's website and mobile application. Till then, I'm Brendan Paul, Malaysia Madani, Rakyat Disantuni. Thank you for watching and take care.